Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to this special edition of According to Sacha podcast. Well, today we start our Young CEO segment. So, this is where we're going to have some amazing kidpreneurs, teampreneurs out there who are doing some wonderful things in business. And we're going to start spotlighting them. So, today we are starting with Miss Micah Key, who is a young CEO executive. She does administration for adults and all this. So she keeps us in line, you guys. So she has found a problem and made a solution to it. And we're going to hear a little bit about what she has going on in her life today. And before we get there, we're going to, what we got to do, you guys. We got to go through all the intros. So I want to say thank you so much for being here. Thank you for watching us. Thank you for hanging in here with us and helping us to have a wonderful first season. So technically, our first season started in February and it went through the end of April for our conversation series. And we're with you on Thursday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we will be back on Thursday night starting June 2nd, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And so just to let you know, Saturdays, we usually reserve that for our special editions, our international editions, and our Young CEO segments. So you will find us here once a month for our Young CEO, and then as our international interviews come in, we'll have that. And in fact, we have one this evening. Yes, I'm here with you guys twice today. We have another interview this evening at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with Miss Nira Roach out of Australia. And so she'll be talking about some things in her life as well. But further ado, I want to get ready to bring Mica on. But you know what to do first, you guys. Make sure you like, follow, and share. Like, follow, and share all of our platforms, you guys, because without you, I can't do what I do for the people that comes on the show. So I really appreciate you. And we're all in this thing together. It takes teamwork to make the dream work around here, guys. And you're part of the team as viewers. You're part of the team as listeners. And when you share and do this for us, it just helps us to go further. So make sure you do that. So if you're watching, thank you. If you're listening, thank you. And swap it up. We're on Spotify. And then also we have our video component on Spotify as well. So we're not just audio, we're video and audio on According to Sacha podcast on Spotify, but we're also on iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Buzzsprout, Podchaser, Google, Audible, the list goes on. And then we stream live via StreamYard on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. So you always have a way of finding us. And I do want to let you know that I just dropped a new book, you guys. Tuesday, I released my book, Beyond the Music. It's see the back. See the back. But it's an amazing book. It's a book about entrepreneurship. It is a guide for independent music artists. In fact, any music artist can read this book. If you are a creative, if you are, I will call an artistpreneur, understand that an educated artist creates leverage. And this is what you get in this book. You get educated about the entrepreneurship side of the music business side. So this is where you want to start first before you start launching that music career. And then you understand that music business side a lot better. And so I just want to talk about that. I have my masterclass, Grow Your Business with Events. That is amazing masterclass, you guys. And I still have a promo going on for Small Business Week. And today is Small Business Saturday. So of course, you can get your reserved seat in that class for 50% off, which is off the introductory price. And so I definitely want to see you guys there because events are powerful branding tools and it helps you grow your business in so many ways. And so I'll post a lot of information about that and get y'all acclimated. And I want to see you there. And of course, once again, all your proceeds or a portion of the proceeds goes towards a Young CEO grant, as well as when you reserve your spot, you are in position to receive one of the complimentary hotel accommodations. My last class, I sent people to Cancun, Daytona Beach, Punta Cana, And I want to send you somewhere too. And it's sponsored by Butterfly Rose Enterprises. And so we just want to thank her for coming alongside us again and helping us to do amazing things and give y'all something as well. So without further ado, I will have one little message and I'll be right back with Miss Micah Key. And here we go. Entrepreneurship, small business, is something that everybody would love to do, making their own money. And this is what we will be talking about on According to Sacha. Good morning, Micah. How are you?
Good morning. I am wonderful. How are you?
Doing great. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I want to introduce you to the world. And this is Miss Micah Key. She is an amazing young CEO, and she's doing some wonderful things in the area of administration. And she's in executive roles at the age of 17.
Yes, ma'am.
17 years old, you guys, and she keeping us adults in check, you know. So it's like she found the problem, created a solution, and then she's doing her thing. And we're going to talk more about that. And but first, Micah, this is a question I ask everybody who is on the show. Tell me, who is Micah Key?
I like to think of myself as everything. I feel like I enjoy so much and I really want to do so much, and I have already done so much. Trying to put it under one umbrella is a lot. Like, I love science, I love music, I love art, I love history, I love self growth. Anything there is to know about learning, that's what I want to know. So I feel like Micah Key in his entirety is just truly a student. Like, I told my parents a long time ago, I enjoy school, and not to like sit in classrooms and be bored or do projects, but like actually learning and engaging with the topic is my favorite thing to do. Like, I probably will be in school the rest of my life just for fun.
It's just so you'll be a career student.
Yes.
Is it just for fun? Wow, that's amazing that you love education so much, and then you're really looking into how you can grow in that area
Mhm.
yourself. And so when you do that and you just continue to apply so many skill sets, so much wisdom, and you just, I mean, I wouldn't say the sky's the limit. It's just like it's limitless opportunities out there for you
Yeah.
when you're in that space. So tell me, what inspired you to really want to go into business? And how old were you when you first started?
Mm, I had to be like 4. Like, I was super duper young when I decided to do business. And that was because like my parents were into business. So I was always attached to my dad's hip, attached to my mom's hip. We were going to conferences. They would have me wear everybody's t-shirts, and like I was posted up in my dad's clothing brand. Like, I was so used to that atmosphere that I was probably 8 when I had my first job.
Mhm. Oh, wow.
And that was at my uncle's bakery. And I had begged him, I was like, please, please, please let me be the cashier. And he was like, why? I was like, I need the extra money. And they're like, for what? I was like, I just want toys. That's what I'm here for. And books. So they let me do it. And I ended up making like $100 my first day, and just in tips. Because people love me. They're like, oh, here you go. I was like, thank you. Came home with all this money. My parents were like, what were you doing all day? Talking to people.
Yeah, yeah. That's amazing, to be in that atmosphere. So let's just be real about it. Were you like when they had you attached to the hip, were you happy about that? Or were you just like really observing everything, like, okay, let me see how they do this because maybe one day I might get into this as well.
I was really observing it because I didn't understand how precious that was until I got older.
Hmm.
So around those ages, I was like, I just want to be home reading. Why are we here? I'd always have my book with me and my doll in my hand. And my dad used to tell me, put the book down, just look up. And I'm like, for what? Like, there's so much more going on here in this book and this page and this paragraph that I want to talk about. And you want me to look up. And when I looked up, I finally saw something like way bigger than me. And I
Hmm.
think for the first time in my life, I was like, whoa, like, this is my world, but I share it with so many different people. And all those people play a big part in who I am.
Hmm.
So now it's like going full circle where now I want to give back to other people because I was giving so much, like poured so much into it at a young age.
Wow, that's wonderful. So tell me, like, as far as what you're doing now, so let's go into that and
Mhm.
some of the ways that you have helped other people and what they're doing.
So currently, I found administrative work, which is honestly, it's so funny how I got into that. And we can go back to that obviously when the question is asked. But administrative work is so much than sending emails and like setting up events and really getting close with like customers and clients and making sure everything is set up. Like you learn a person through and through and their habits, and then like you really see them for them outside their business. So it's like, oh, you're not perfect. You don't have it all put together, but you have a plan and you know exactly how you're going to get there and you know exactly what you need in order to help you with that plan. And it's like, here I am. Let me help you with the plan.
I love it. I love it. And you said a very good thing. 'Cause a lot of times people do get active in their business and they don't have that plan. And then
Mhm.
when they bring other people on, it's just like, okay, what do you do next? So they don't look at the fact that you do have to have that structure. You have to have the business plans, the marketing plans, and so forth, as well as your standard operation procedures, you know, your SOPs and your processes, and it helps you to flow through
Mhm.
business so much better. So for you to like see that and tackle into that at such a young age is phenomenal. And because, like you said, a lot of kids your age, you know, still, you know, want to play games. They just want to hang out on social media. And you up here just like, no, I need to change the world for you, for you, for you, because you don't have it together. So let me help you. And so let me ask this question now: with your peers, how do they take on, like, how do they view you when you're, you know, active in this CEO world and entrepreneurship? Do they flock to you? Do they look to say, oh, can you help me? Or are you an inspiration to them as well?
I think a lot more people have told me that I inspire them more than like it be anything else. And I didn't expect that impact for some reason. I was just downplaying it. Like the first time I ever spoke, I was like, basically, I was like handful. And I'm like, here goes this guy's like, I talked. And I'm like, huh? You did what? For what? What have you been doing? Because I kind of went off the grid. So, like, after I early graduated high school in December, I really narrowed in on like, okay, I got to get this together. Like, I have to figure this out. So I disabled all my like social media pages for like 3, 4 months. I was ghost for a very long time. And so for me to pop back up and people haven't heard from me in so long. And this is one of the first things that they see from me. They're like, what have you been doing? Are you okay? When did you, we're proud of you. And then so many people are also telling me like, I needed to hear this, or I knew you could talk before, or I knew you had it together, but I just didn't know until I heard you talk. And I'm like, really? Is that how you guys feel? It was just an overwhelming amount of support. And I know some people have asked me for help, and I don't have any issue in like asking people like, look, if you need something, talk to me. That's what I've been given this position for. And I feel like I'm not gonna sit here and shut down every single person ever. Like,
Mhm.
I'm not gonna help you and tell you anything because I did all the homework by myself. I'm only 17. And so if I just dish everybody away because they were either given the opportunities or like didn't know where to look or didn't know where to start,
Mhm.
that no, because that's like that's not how people looked at me to help me start business. So why would I do that to somebody else?
Right, right. And that's amazing. And just to let everybody know that's watching, if you have any questions or, you know, any comments or anything, definitely chime in. We want to hear from you. We want to engage with you as well. And Micah is 17. She graduated from high school. She's, you know, you're in college now, and I think you're about to graduate.
No,
Congratulations.
I go in the fall, and then thank you. I graduate high school May 18th. We'll walk across the stage.
Okay. May 18th. All right. So that's wonderful. So she'll be graduating from high school. Well, you're walking. You already did the first part. So you're walking it in May. So congratulations. And I know you have a, like you said, you had a wonderful support system and you have some awesome mentors as well. If you want to shout anybody out, you could do that. And, you know, let's talk about that, or how they even helped you along the way with your mentors.
That was definitely something that happened like overnight because I had one of my cousins had sent my mom a scholarship link and then sent it to me. And she was like, apply because I need you like get all the money you can for school. So apply to this. This is the person's page. And I was like, okay. So the first thing I had to go to was that I decided to go to was a book event. And it was me and a few other young ladies that she had invited. And we listened to her book proposal, the idea, the speech behind it. And I was giving my feedback. So she reached out to me after that event and was like, keep in touch. I really like the points you meant, like you touched on and everything that you hit. And I was like, okay, I got you. And she ended up calling me one day. Her name is Shay Walker, Shay on a mission. And she was like, do you want to be my mentee? And I was like, what? Like, why do you want me? It was so many, not downplaying myself, but it was a lot of other good points said. Like, why did you pick me? And she told me, and we sat on the phone, had a really long conversation. And she was like, okay, this is the game plan. We set up everything over the course of like 3 days. Like, we were on the phone, setting up our meetings. She was like, you want to meet Monday every day? And she gave me a time. I was like, yeah, send me the Zoom link. I went to my calendar and I booked it up for the next 3 months with the Zoom link and our time zones because we're on 2 different time zones.
Mm-hmm.
And she was telling people, she was like, she put all the dates in there by herself, the links and everything, and the time zones. Who do you know doing that?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I just need to be prepared because I know the next few months of my life are going to be super duper busy. So if I don't put those out in advance and I let people know what I have going on, somebody's going to get missed. And I live by my calendar. When I learned that, like, live by your calendar,
Mm-hmm.
I can't hang out. We got to block it in. We definitely, I'm so thankful for Shay because then I met Shay. I went to a coaching call for Coach Will, and then I met him, and he was just like, "I have to have you on the podcast." First time meeting me, and I was like, "What? Really?" He was like, "Yes." Then he helped me set up my Instagram page, like send me, made sure that I was straight. Like, look, okay, after this coaching call, we got to do this and the third. This is what I need from you. I had literally everything done in 2 days. And
That's
I was
right.
super duper busy. I was up late at night, like, gotta finish this, gotta finish that, gotta put this out, push this out, edit this video, make sure everything is straight. And then once I really like got my socials together and I really started marketing myself, then that's when I met Nina and then I met Princess. Like a lot of people that I service now and help now, I met through my mentor and her people. Like it was very much a domino effect. Then I
Mm.
met you and it was like, oh my gosh, like I did not expect somebody else to ask me to talk. I was just sitting on my phone like, this is real? Is it? It is. It is. It is. Okay.
Yes, yes, and I'm so glad that our paths crossed, so that way I can have you on. And you really are the first one, and you're kicking off the Young CEO segment of According to Sacha podcast. So that is phenomenal. It's like down for the
Yay.
books. So I love it. I love everything that you've just said and you talked about, and how that journey has gotten you to where you at so far. And the journey is still continuing. It's going to go on even further. I'm sorry. But then also with being in Mental Health Month, I know that you have some endeavors in that area. So tell me a little bit about what you're going to be doing in school that's coming up and all that good stuff.
So I'm really excited about Mental Health Month because I recently joined a nonprofit called the Black Women Complex. So it's made up of 3 young women, entrepreneurs. Oh, thank you, Mom. It's made up of 3 young entrepreneurs. And honestly, I reached out to be just a part of like the podcast or the team. And she loved my ideas. We had a call and she was like, come on, join us. And so we are doing so much this month. Like, I am really excited. We're applying for things, we're launching workshops. Like, I am truly excited to be a part of that and something because I really feel like mental health and entrepreneurship really do go hand in hand. Like I talk about that a lot because I am going to school for psychology. So I'm going to pursue on a neuropsychologist path and I'll also take a herbalism course right now to get certified to help heal people with plants because in my research and journey of like psychology in neuroscience, I have really found that plants do a lot for our body. And I want to be somebody that when you come and sit down with me, I can give you all options instead of it like life or death. Like,
Right.
we can do life or life. It doesn't have to be that cynical. Like, it's definitely things that I have started like touching on my social media, talking to people about mental health, being open. So much going on now that it's important we have those conversations. Like, start really, really early and make sure that those avenues are always open because you really don't know what could happen. Like, people feel anything and then they don't talk about it. They don't want to, they don't have anybody to go to. Like, feeling alone is a really isolating feeling. Like, it's just like you're the only little island in a huge ocean and you don't see nothing for miles. Like, you
Mhm.
don't want anybody around you to feel like that. So I feel like it's very important that I make it my mission to tell my friends, like, if you have something going on, come to me. Like, you're safe here. You can talk to me. We can have these conversations. Don't feel like you have to do anything else but sit here and talk to me about it because we're going to come to a solution. We're going to ventate, cry, scream, do what you have to do. But if it has to be with me, it will be with me. Like, I make sure to build support systems in people and themselves and like just make sure that you could be saying, I don't have anyone. I'm going to be crying right there with you. I know. Like, but I'm going to be right there. I don't,
Right.
yeah, that's just me. I'm very comforting and welcoming with people. And I'm like, come on, you don't have to feel like this. And they're like, why are you crying too? Because you're crying, man. We're feeling this together. But sometimes I want people to like know that a lot of us go through the same things and a lot of us empathize with it. It's just a system of who's gonna speak up first.
Mm-hmm.
Once
Yeah.
that first person like speaks up, then it's gonna be like, oh, we all deal with it. Then it's gonna be a collective like, breathe. You're not the only one.
And that's good that you said that because even, just making that point about entrepreneurship, I always say entrepreneurship is not for the weak. It definitely isn't. And then,
Yeah,
we see a lot of, like, especially on social media, we see a lot of the wins. And every now and then you see people just really being transparent about, look, I didn't have a win today. Today it was just mainly like, I just need to just get away day.
yeah,
And then there's so many times that does happen. And it does take for people to really be transparent and talk about more of the challenges so people will understand that it's not just a win-win-win all the time. To get to those wins, there are some challenges and struggles sometimes. And it's not always the external challenges and struggles, it's that internal piece. Because
mhm,
that external part of it will play and weigh down the internal piece of who you are and mess with your whole piece. And I've been there, and I'm one of those people. I'm transparent about it. I'll let you know, like, look, it is not easy, but the thing is to step up, and mental health and entrepreneurship is a biggest part of it. And because as soon as something goes wrong and your money's looking funny and all that stuff, then it's like some people will feel like their world is falling apart, and they
yeah,
don't talk to people about it. They don't speak up about it. And they just kind of going through it to themselves until, a lot of times they pull themselves out, but you just don't want to go through that madness within yourself for no reason, and go out for that help. So it's really good that you pointed into that. And I just love the way you think. You're such a fascinating young lady, and I know we've had our conversations preparing for today's episode and everything, and I've been blown away with how you just poise yourself, and you're so articulate and everything, and I love the fact that you're stepping up because you're looking into going to herbalism as well. So I know that that's another um, is a core, is a part of your heart. And if you want to share anything, going more into that, you can. And and it's just phenomenal how you're just broadening the perspective of all that you are. So if you were to give any advice to other young CEOs, whether they're kidpreneurs or teenpreneurs, what is it that you would tell them as far as starting a business, or if they're already in business, how should they handle themselves?
First of all, thank you for the compliments.
You're welcome.
And I say go try everything once. Like, do not be afraid to just jump. Honestly, you might know how to swim a little bit, but I have made a lot of calculated moves that failed. And then I made a lot of, I thought about it, but let me not overthink it. Let me just do it. Moves that succeeded.
Yeah.
So I feel often, especially at this age, it's a lot going on. Like, it's so much changing. We're going through like 16 different phases in 3 months before we get to college. And it's not really time to like sit down and think about anything, or even kids younger than me or anybody in business. Like, I touched on this previously, you can run so far until like your body gets exhausted. And then now you're ignoring your body being exhausted. So now mentally you're exhausted. Now
Mhm.
your mind's gone, you're just emotions full flowing through. And that's when the meltdowns start happening. That's when you start, you know, going off on people who don't deserve that, or getting upset with yourself over the littlest things because you didn't take a break when you knew you needed to. But you just kept pushing because that's what everybody else wanted you to do. And it's like, if you've never tried taking a break, try it now. If you've never tried taking a business class, try it. If you've never tried, I think it's so much. I don't even know the list of things that I tried in my life that did not stick, but I tried it. And my parents made it clear. They was like, if you're going to do something, commit to it for at least a year. And if you don't like it after, then you can say you tried. And it was the worst things I would try to do that would just, I want to be done with this. You say you was gonna do it for a year. Do you want to go back in your word? You know you're nothing without your word. I'm like, okay, okay, all right. Like, it was definitely some things that really pushed me, like broke a lot of boundaries within myself and
Mhm.
forced me to like be just bare out of what I was comfortable with because I said I would try it. And a lot of things that I didn't think I would like, I ended up really, really loving and enjoying, which what was herbalism started to become to me was like core. And I disliked it forever because like my dad, everything, every time I was sick was herbal. He barely bought like real medicine. And like
Mhm.
that stuff did not taste good. It wasn't sweetened. It was as bitter as possible. I'm talking cranberry juice, wheatgrass juice, protein shakes every morning. We were in the gym. I'm like, Dad, we can't do nothing normal. Like, you don't want to go to the park? We go to the park after the gym. Why am I running laps? Come on, one more, one more. Why do I have to drink this wheatgrass? What's in this smoothie? Why does my stomach? You needed to detox. All you've been eating is McDonald's for the past week. I'm like, Dad, but those things became second nature to me because I sat around a lot of like older people talking about plants and like healing their bodies. And I
Mhm.
sat in the health food store and I was like, what's that? What's this? Explain this. And so the older I got, when I would get sick, I would just make it myself. Or I'd be, Dad, you need to put some ginger in there, right? Because I see you're catching on. So it just became second nature for me. So even when my friends were sick, I was like, this, and the third will fix this. Make sure you pick up this. Only take this once. You don't need no acetaminophen because I promise you take too much cold medicine. Just drink that. You'll be good in 24 hours. And it was gone. Like, and I sat here probably the beginning of this year and I really started to think about how plants and the brain and the body went like all coincided.
Mhm.
And my mind was blue. I was like, so why hasn't anybody tried to go to school for this yet? And I was looking into people who have done it before. I was looking into neuroscientists, neuropsychologists. I was heavy in my books for a very long time about this. And I was like, okay, this is what I want to do. And when I presented it to my parents at first, they were kind of confused because they're like, those are two totally different sides of the spectrum. Like, one is really, we're in the ground, we're working with plants, and the other one is white coat laboratory, sitting asking people, so what do you feel about that? Like,
Mhm.
how did you? And I sat down, I explained it to them, and they were like, oh, wow, you're so smart. Like, that's what you want to do with that? Wow. Okay. Mind blown for a second. They were very just, so that's why. Oh, okay. What? Talk more about it. Like, tell
Mm-hmm.
me more. And they were just more engaged about it. So I started my herbalism program in April, and I love it. It is really revisiting and just giving hardcore facts to the stuff I already know and I've learned about, I've experienced, and
Mm-hmm.
it's more in depth and more body anatomy, more how to dose people, how to give this correctly, give that correctly. It's the materia medica of everything instead of, what I know in my head and what I've seen. So yeah.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. So I'm just listening to you talk and I'm just thinking to myself, like, you know, in years to come, we'll probably see, Micah Key out there with her psychology degree, her herbalism. She's going to be talking to people and be like, oh, well, let me give you this tea. Let me give you this tea because this is going to help you. And then next thing you know, we can end our sessions because you'll be straight, because there is a lot. There is a balance between, because in our brains, we have that chemical balance. And
Yep.
sometimes that imbalances are the things that have us acting in certain ways or so many things that's in our body, like the cortisone is attached to stress. And when you start learning those things, and then it just starts to throw off everything in your body. So I really do love the fact that you're bringing it all together. And I'm just looking forward to so much great things in the years to come from you. I mean, I'm just like, I guess I'm just listening to you. I'm just envisioning you just being, on the next talk show talking about this new thing you've created, invention and everything. So, kudos to you and everything that you're doing. And I just love the fact that you said yes and were able to be on the show and help us kick off this Young CEO segment of According to Sacha podcast. Thank you so much. And let me go ahead and put up your information so people can reach out to you and follow your journey. And definitely, you guys just keep up with Mica. She's a phenomenal young lady. She's doing some amazing things, and y'all don't want to miss what she has going on. So I just advise you to go ahead and follow her on Facebook. Follow her on Instagram. Keep up with her. If you're in business and you need some administration, somebody to handle your executive things, reach out to her as well and see what it is that y'all can have set up and help her grow her business because in that she's growing everything else. So thank you so much for being here, you guys. Thank you, Mica, for being on the show as well. I really enjoy our time together here, and thank you so much. And if you want to say goodbye to everybody, you could do that one last time and go ahead and just close it out.
Thank you so much, Sasha, for this opportunity. Thank you for everybody who tuned in. Thank you to my mentor, Nina, Will, everybody who's helped me, my aunties, my dad, everybody, like my other mother, my other dad. The list could go on, honestly. Thank all of y'all for real for supporting me and continue to love me. Thank you for my friends, everybody who watched and tuned in today. Do not miss anything Miss Sasha has going on, y'all. I promise you, get connected with her. She will help you in literally everything, y'all. Like, there is nothing she does not know how to do. I'm telling you.
Oh, thank you for that. Thank you. I appreciate you so much. Thank you. Well, you guys, thank y'all so much for tuning in. And Micah, I'm going to go ahead and pull you out, and I'll be right back with you. And let's go ahead and close out everything. So thank you for being here, Micah.
No problem.
All right, you guys. So you've heard it here. Miss Micah Key is doing some amazing things. Y'all want to get with this young lady. Y'all make sure you follow her and support her. Support her what she's doing. She's a young CEO. She's 17. She's graduating from. She's walking on the 18th, and she's going into college. And every support that you can do for her, it will be a great thing just to keep her uplifted and going in the right direction in business and all the other things that she has going on. And I really do appreciate you being with us here on a Saturday morning. I try not to take too much of your time this morning because I will be back with you at 5. And but I hope you all enjoy your day. Remember to go to Amazon.com and purchase your, let me do it this way. Beyond the Music book, my new book that I released this week. You can also find it on my website, actually, and which is Put this up here. Oh, it didn't come up. But it's S is www dot, here we go. swimgtgroup.com, and you can purchase your book on that. You just go to the page Beyond the Music, and that will take you directly to the Amazon link, or you could just go to Amazon and just go ahead and put in Beyond the Music, and you'll see it come up. And so I really do appreciate you guys. If you go do it, thank you so much for your purchase. But if you also would like to be on this show, whether it's the conversation series. We are booked through November through our third season, but we'll definitely get you scheduled. If you want to be on that, definitely send us an email to according to Sacha at gmail.com. You see it right here. So according to number 2, Sacha at gmail.com. Also, we have show sponsors. So if you're interested in sponsoring one of the shows, if you want to showcase your service or your products, we definitely can take you on with that too. And we'll reach out to you. You send us an email, we'll send you all the information. But once again, I do want to thank you for being here today. And remember that in everything you do, command your day and be great in all that you do, guys. Bye. Have a good Saturday.